Studies. Next topic is debentures. So debenture, bonds, borrowed fund, that is also known as long-term source of finance, and this is considered as a borrowed amount because they are comes under the category of borrowed fund. It includes the debenture, stock, bonds, or any other instrument with the company having evidence or debt, and there the company has to return this amount and has to give the regular return in the terms of interest. So debenture are basically the common securities that comes under the borrowed fund, and debenture are the instrument that has been issued by the company, and that is also traded in the stock exchange, but that is not in the common practice as shares are more traded in the stock exchange. And debentures can be defined as a document or a certificate that is issued by the company to the debenture holder and under the seal of the company, and that is the acknowledgement of the debt that definitely this amount has been taken by the borrowed by the company, which is to be returned that specified time has been given in that certificate. The holder of debenture certificate is called the debenture holder. So now the features. Borrowed fund, definitely it is a borrowed fund because that has been borrowed by the company, which is to be returned after a fixed time. Fixed rate of interest. Rate of interest has been given to the debenture at a fixed rate, and whether in the profit and losses, the company is suffering profit or losses, fixed rate of interest that has been given by the company to the debenture holder regularly. Compulsory payment of interest, definitely there is a compulsory payment of interest whether there is a profit or loss. Security, most of the time debenture basically they are having mortgaged the asset of the company, so that is the debentures are secured and can be unsecured also, but debenture can have the security. Redeemable, debenture is can be paid back by the company after expiry of time that has been given in the certificate. No voting right, definitely debenture holder are the borrowed funds, so they are not having right of the voting in any matter of the company. Appointment of trustee, definitely they can appoint the trustee in the company, and especially that happens when there is a large number of debenture in a particular company, then trustee is appointed to take care of their interest. And trustee can be the bank, financial institution, and trustee are there just to ensure that their borrowing rights and their the firm who has borrowed the money that has taken care of the debenture holder also, with all the contract that has been made between the debenture holder and the company. Now the difference between the shares and debentures, only features part of their merit and demerits has been deleted, that I told you also. Difference between shares and debenture. So the basic difference between shares and debenture, share are considered as the part of honor fund and debenture are considered as a part of borrowed fund here. Now debenture holder are the honor and shareholder are the owners and debenture holder are the creditors of the company. The shareholders are having voting right and debenture holder are not having any voting right. And here shareholder, definitely they control the company, and there are some directors which are the representative of the shareholders, and debenture holder have no right and no control over the affairs of the company. Now shareholders having right to get regular return, they are not having such a right to have regular return, especially in case of losses, but debenture holder are having right to get regular return whether the company is suffering loss or profit. No asset of the company has been mortgaged for the as a security to the shareholders, but debenture holder definitely they mortgage the assets of the company for securing their amount. Now redemption, basically there is a redeemable preference share, that is a type of preference share which is known as redeemable, means the money has to be paid back to the redeemable preference share. Redeemable is the name of the type of the preference share, so when the amount is to be paid back to the preference shareholder, that is known as redeemable preference share. So the money is not to be paid back by the company to shareholder in any case except this redeemable preference type of shares. So this redeemable preference type of share, they are getting back their money after some specified period that has been given in their certificate also, but not the other shareholders. They other shareholders has to be paid back only at the time of shutdown of the company. Now debentures, they are generally redeemed. Definitely redeem means money is given back by the company to debenture holder, that is redeem. Redeem word means that. So after the expiry of period, that amount has been given by the company to debenture holder. Now risk, shareholder are the primary risk bearer of the company, and the debenture holder basically they are having the minimum risk, definitely because they are having their return even the company is suffering profit or losses. And the next thing is commercial bank, that is borrowed fund, short term and medium term finance. So commercial banks is giving loan to the company. This is a very common practice which you definitely we used to enjoy also as a non-company. So commercial banks basically provide loan to the company, and for different purposes, and all type of loan you can get from the commercial bank, especially short term and medium term. Features are Bank provide funds to firm as and when required. Whenever you need money, you can go to the bank and you can get it. Definitely, it is not that much easy as I'm saying, because you have to show your all accounts over there. You have to show your project report over there, even everything. But that why you are taking loan and all. It is not a simple procedure. Like, the bank keep the information of the borrower definitely confidential. It is should not be leaked out. And there is no formalities while you are taking loan from the bank, as you are carrying on the formalities in the case of shares or debenture. It is very flexible also, because the loan amount can be increased as well as decreased. No need to take permission from any company law board or any central government. And funds are generally raised for short term and medium term basically. And bank make the detailed investigation of the company's affair, definitely, because it is the responsibility of bank to do the detailed investigation of the company's affair. And definitely the loan given by the bank, that has been audited year to year by the chartered accountants, that has been appointed by the head office for different banks. And in some cases, bank may put restriction and difficult terms and condition for the basically for the borrower. That means there is a company. So now the difference between public deposit and loan from commercial bank. What is the difference between these two? Public deposit, basically they are no security required over there, as I told you in the public deposit. But in the case of loan from commercial bank, definitely bank can go for the security, and bank definitely go for the security in the case of loan given by the bank to company. Public deposit governed by the provision of Companies Act, and bank is governed by the rules and regulations made by the RBI for these banks, commercial banks. Rate of interest is comparatively low, rate of interest is comparatively high, and rate of interest of public deposits is comparatively low. Commercial banks loan and debentures loan. Now public deposit are available for up to 3 years, that is 6 months to 3 years, and there the public can be bank deposit are available for short term and medium term. Long term you can go, but the maximum loan has been taken from the bank for short term and medium term. Suitability, definitely this is a source of finance for the companies with good reputation. New concern is very difficult to issue public deposit and get finance from that. That is suitable for all type of enterprises, and there is no secrecy in this case, as public deposit has been issued in the case of open advertisement, and all terms and condition has been opened by the company to all public. But here the secrecy about the bank loan can be maintained by the banks. Now the next source of finance, that is loan from financial institution, that is also borrowed fund. So financial institutions are not bank, basically they are the lending institution like development bank and financial institutions. They don't keep the deposit of the company, so that is why they are known as a financial institution. Their only work to give loan to the borrower. Commercial banks are not sufficient to give the development to do for the development of the company. So definitely financial institutions have been developed to give more financial assistance and all type of advice, guidance to the business enterprises. So what are the features of financial institution? That is a long term finance. If you are going for long term finance, definitely financial institution provide the same amount. Managerial advice, if any advice you want for marketing or any other finance part, that has been given by the managerial advice is always there with the bank, especially in case of financial. Medium and long term finance you can get from this public financial institution, and they are the subscriber of the securities. Even when the debenture shares are issued, they are the subscriber to those shares and debenture of the companies and provide finance in that way also. They become the underwriter. As I discussed with you, what are the underwriters? So they become the underwriter of the public issue the shares and debentures, so that money can be received by the company within stipulated period. And then they guarantee, definitely many times they give the guarantee, loan guarantee to the industrial units from banks, and when they are taken from bank or another financial institution, and they loan in the foreign currency. Definitely if you want loan in the foreign currency, these financial institutions are there to provide you loan in that way also. Now this part of that is intercorporate deposit, that has been cut, that has been deleted for this year, and feature also has been deleted for this year. Now the next thing is global depository receipt. So that is the basically global depository receipt, that is known as the owners fund. Even the global depository receipt, what is this? This is the bank certificate basically that issued against the equity share. Suppose you are holding equity share and then you want to issue global depository receipt for that equity share, then you can issue, if you are a company, then you can issue those equity share in the market and get the money Now global depository receipt, basically that is in the holding of the bank, and bank issue certificate for that is known as the global depository receipt. If company has to issue equity share for these bank certificates, and then that you can say that equity share converted into global depository receipt, and then global depository receipt again issued by the company, and then money can be raised in foreign currency. And the holder of these type of shares, that is these shares are called as the depository shares basically, and holder of these type of share not having voting right, and capital contributed by these share in the terms of foreign currency, you can say dollars, which is most in demand, and that is why they are called as dollar denominated instrument. So that has been global depository receipt that has been introduced. This idea has been introduced in the Citibank in 1990s, and main features are capital collected from the issue of GDR is in foreign currency, and the issue price of GDR means global depository receipt fixed on the basis of investors' response. The holder of these GDR, that has been they are not having the right to vote, because they are the holder of the global depository receipt. That doesn't mean that they are having the right to vote in the matter of the company. Global depository receipts are easily transferable at the stock exchange, and the first Indian company which issued the global depository, that is a Reliance company, and it sold $150 million worth of GDR in 1992. So 1990 the idea has been introduced, and 1992 implemented in India. It's good. And now the Reliance company, that is Mukesh Ambani ji, he has been renowned as a fourth richest person of the world. Now American depository receipt, that is the basically just like global depository receipt, and but it can be issued only to the USA. As you know that USA dollar is much in demand as a international currencies. So if you want to get the dollar, then you have to issue this American depository receipt, but that has been issued only to the citizen of USA, and that should be listed in the stock exchange, whatever American depository receipt you want to issue. And share issued by the company are held by the international bank called depository, which receive dividend notice and reports also. American depository receipt are basically having a strict rule, because that has been concerned with the American resident, and they are having a strict rule comparatively global depository receipt. And here is it's a compulsion that American depository functioning that has been done by the American bank also, and the cost of doing all that, like legal and accounting cost, that has been too high comparatively global depository receipt. So this is American depository receipt. If suppose if you are an Indian company and you want to issue equity shares, and then first of all you have to connect with the American bank to get the American deposit receipt, in the place of those equity shares, and then you can issue American depository receipt. These are also bank certificate that has been issued by the American bank on behalf of you, American depository receipt to the resident of USA. Then you will get dollars in return of that. Now international depository receipt. So these are the GDR, ADR, they are the international depository receipt, because you are getting the money in terms of foreign currency by issuing that. And the foreign company that is international depository receipt will deposit share to the Indian depository basically. Like in the case of international depository receipt, whoever is the issuing company, that must be listed in their home country, and that should not be prohibited from any security authority, regulatory authority. And it is net tangible asset that has been given at least 3 crore in the 3 years continuously. So that has been given that at least 3 crore tangible asset they are having, net tangible asset they are having. That means after depreciation, and it must have a net worth of 1 crore in each preceding 3 years. So net worth that they must having, that is 1 crore, and that the amount there is a restriction regarding tangible asset and the net worth of the company. Next, in the international depository receipt, in the case of international depository receipt, foreign currency can be you can say raised by issuing this international depository receipt. And I told you that GDR and ADR is one type of depository receipt. They are more in common, that is why that has been pointed out over there. So now the reservation in the case of international depository receipt means any other country if issue that international depository receipt, then in the case at least 50% of the share is to be allocated to the qualified institutional buyers, and then 30% of the share that has been go to the retail individual investors and balance 20% of the share to the non-institutional investors and employees. So the specification or the prescribed limit has been given for issuing the certificate to these type of people. Now that's all with your chapter.